uniforms?
No. Let me go check it out.
Good day, Bahamas. I'm Devontae Hanna, and this is ZNS Digital,
where we cater to your news and entertainment needs. Are you a foodie? I thought so. Then look out for Digital Bites.
Shining a light on Bahamians and the good that they do, ZNS Digital is home to the sunshine one.
Keeping up with the latest trends, our original content will keep you entertained.
Yeah, that's cool.
But have you seen the new website?
No, I didn't see it. Let me go look.
We're still your most trusted source for news and information.
That's ZNS Digital?
Yeah, that's ZNS Digital, the people station in your pocket.
Good evening, ladies and gents. I'm Jay Philippe, and welcome to Sports Top and Sports with the Senior Boys and Under 17 Boys Championships now in the books. It was time for the Junior Boys title series between Jack Haywood Jr. and the Tabernacle Falcons. After a tightly contested first half, the Falcons proved that they were the team to be reckoned with, winning Game 1 29-26 to take Game 1 of that best-of-3 series.
Just telling guys to stay focused, and securing Game 1 was very important to us, Now we just got to come out in Game 2 and be a lot more focused than we was. We missed a lot of layups, but we can clean that up. So I think we do a really good job with our 1-2-2 press. I think once we do a good job keeping them off the glass, we'll be good to go.
Multi-talented athlete Keyshawn Pinley and the Falcons scoring in Game 1.
That's one, thank God, because without them I wouldn't have been here. They helped. We were defense, but when I needed them to score, pass the ball and they score.
Now on the ladies' side, semi-finals and senior girls play between Sunland and St. George's. After it was all said and done, it was the Lady Jaguars pulling it off 23-13 to earn a trip to the finals. Next in sports, the Grand Bahama Flag Football League is gearing up for Week 3 of the new season.
Basically, right now, we see a lot of new faces mixed with a lot of old faces. So the expectation and the anticipation is that things are going to start off slow. It's probably going to pick up just before the middle of the season. And then the excitement really is going to be from the middle of the season going onward. At that point, everybody should be well situated on their teams, acclimated to their playbooks. Everybody has an understanding of what they're doing, and the action should be at its best.
And that's your quick check on sports. Your Facebook friend of the day is next. I'm Jay Philippe. As always, be blessed.
The Turks and Caicos Islands, a chain of jewels in the Atlantic, home to pristine beaches, vibrant culture, and a people standing at a crossroads. The 2025 general elections marked a defining moment in the archipelago's political landscape, one that would shape the destiny of these islands for the next 5 years. Over 6 days, I walked these streets, listened to the voices, and witnessed the nation in the Valley of Decision. This is their story. Join us as we give you the highlights of the recent general elections in the Turks and Caicos Islands on Sunday, April 6th at 7:30 p.m. on the ZNS Television Network.
Your #1 team in the North, Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
And that concludes the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. I'm Ramiko Knowles.
I'm Jay Fleet. I'm God. It's Thursday, Miko. It's almost Friday.
Almost Friday. We almost there. Thanks so much for watching. Here's a live look at the Bahamas Tonight, coming your way next.
ZNS News is brought to you by the new BTC. Fiber is here. Faster, stronger, more reliable. Together, we are unstoppable. Switch today.
First at 11. A case of actively planning for the best while mitigating and offsetting the worst-case scenario in the months ahead. This as the #1 industry sees positive numbers to the tune of more than 30% period over period. Also, water sport operators, namely jet ski vendors, speaking out strongly after the U.S. Department of State once again branded the sector as unregulated and unsafe. And the Economic Affairs Minister calling the value-added tax reduction on food items very intentional, assuring taxpayers there is no pending offsetting taxation to come. The Bahamas Tonight at 11 starts now. Good evening, everyone. I'm Royson Jones, and this is the Bahamas Tonight at 11. Welcome to the broadcast. The Free National Movement remains unified in its message in wishing former parliamentarian Iram Lewis the best in his future endeavors. As you know, Lewis announced in the House of Assembly yesterday that he has joined the Coalition of Independents, a surprising political move that has been welcomed by Grand Bahama constituents. FNN National Chairman Dr. Dwayne Sands confirmed that Central Grand Bahama constituents appealed to the party to run another candidate in the next general election. However, during his appearance on tonight's The Rundown with Clint Watson, Dr. Sands was tight-lipped about what revealing any more information, as he hinted party leader Michael Pintard will do so in a matter of days.
Bahamians are looking for progressive ideas, visionary ideas, and they want appropriate leadership that I believe resides in Michael Pintard and the team that he is putting together. I don't believe that Mr. Lewis was a good fit for that team.
You don't believe?
Certainly, that was the message that we received from his constituency association.
Right, you said it in your statement.
And as such, I believe that he, understanding that, decided that it was time to set off for a different shore.
The FNM chairman was also asked to verify reports that Killarney MP and former Prime Minister Dr. Hubert Minnis was informed by the party's leadership that he will not be renominated to run in the next general election. All Dr. Sands would say is that he's aware a decision on the matter has been made.
Dr. Minnis has served this country and served this organization with distinction. And we believe that he should play a very important role in the organization.
You believe that?
Yes. Now, what that role is going to be, wait until Michael Pintard has an opportunity to address the people of the Bahamas, the people of the world, about the way forward.
Local watercraft operators' livelihoods at risk again after the United States made special mention of the potential hazards attached to participation in such activities while here in the Bahamas. Some of them shared their reaction with our Daniel Dean.
Jet ski operators here in Goodmans Bay are refuting the claims that their operations are unsafe following the United States' most recent update to the travel advisory against the country.
We are fully regulated. Everyone is licensed and insured, and everyone have an identification sheet to say which company you work for. Now, what we want the Bahamas government to do, they need to come and do their job. If you have a problem in a certain area where you have unregulated guys operating, shut it down.
Pedro Bannister of Pedro's Water Sports is fed up by operators he says simply purchase watercraft, drop it in the water, and solicit customers without caring enough to go through proper channels.
I am crying out to Mrs. Knowles, the Commissioner of Police, that she could assign some serious people to come deal with these little problems. And once now, if the police come and harassing people that are not licensed, I'm glad. That means that they won't be there to give the Bahamas government a bad name.
Devon Bonamy of Bonamy's Water Sports corroborating Bannister's claim that all operators he knows, including himself, are registered. But the U.S. Travel Advisory, which states about the Bahamas, boating is not well regulated. Injuries and deaths have occurred. Sexual assaults by jet ski operators have also been reported, and watercraft may not be safe, and some operators are not licensed or insured, has caused some potential patrons to hesitate.
Due to the advisories for the last 2 days, as you can see, the beach, the people, they're not really doing any activities like that because the advisories got a lot of the people kind of scared right now. People would been here before, they know, This is a good environment. Nowhere in the world you could find nice people like this.
But specifically in reference to claims of sexual assault, Bonamy had this to say.
There's a lot of jet ski operators that was locked up for rape, but none was never convicted. You could Google that. You could Google the statistics on that.
American visitor Caleb Blankenship is unfazed by the advisory.
I told them they got to come here and visit because they would see, how it is here, and it's amazing here. It's like I would live here if I could.
Reporting for the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Danielle Dean.
Thank you, Danielle. Tonight, we're hearing more about what led to joint task force seizure of 5 U.S. registered pleasure vessels in the Bahamian waters earlier this week. The task force included Defense Force, Customs, and police officers working along with the Port Department, which conducted an investigation into the activities of those vessels. This included surveillance of their movement in and about the Nassau Harbor and a surrounding quay. That investigation uncovered that those vessels, believed to all have the same owner, were being used for commercial purposes. Customs Comptroller Ralph Monroe noted this is a violation of the Customs Management Act and the customs regulations.
4 of the 5 vessels, ranging in length from 33 to 47 feet, entered the Bahamas at various times over the past 16 months and were all issued Bahamas Customs Cruising Permit, which under the law forbade them from being used for commercial purpose or hire without the permission of the Comptroller of Customs. The 5th vessel was seized on Tuesday is a 30-foot open console Intrepid. That vessel arrived in the Bahamas earlier this year and was entered by the use of a fraudulent invoice. Our investigation into that matter revealed that the true values was lowered by some $50,000 or 50%. The vessel was seized under the provision of the Customs Management Act as an customs good.
The vessels are now in the hands of the Customs Department. The Comptroller issued this stern warning to other illegal operators.
Cease and desist, as the Office of the Control of Customs has and will continue to impose harsh penalties, which include the maximum in appropriate cases upon all violators.
The police and defense forces, Basra, fishermen, and volunteers all coming together to conduct sea and aerial searches for 2 men reported missing at sea off the Berry Islands. According to authorities, the men were aboard a white, blue, and red 18-foot Paramount vessel that left the Berry Islands en route to Chup Key on Wednesday. Unfortunately, they have not been seen since. Unfavorable weather conditions have led to the search being suspended, at least for now. This is a story we'll continue to follow. Well, if you've been on using jitney or public transportation, rather, you'll notice that there's been something a bit different. Corville Pyfrom shows us how this recently launched initiative ensures that passengers are always connected.
It wasn't just the fact that it was a historic moment that had Energy and Transport Minister Colby Davis so overjoyed about this initiative that will undoubtedly enhance public transportation here in New Providence. But she seemed equally happy to boast about those behind it.
In far too many instances in our country, we often look to external technology developers for solutions. However, today's event makes clear that we have some of the best technology innovators in the world.
The technology innovators here are AdFi. It's a growing Bahamian tech company that's been in business for about 7 years. The company actually approached the government about this initiative, and let's tell you exactly what the initiative is: providing passengers on our jitneys with free Wi-Fi. That's right. Now when you board jitneys and look out for those AdFi decals on those vehicles, you can, in a few easy steps, access Wi-Fi free of charge. Keith Russell is AdFi CEO.
We know that the pandemic proved that internet is no longer like a luxury. It's a necessity. But we still have a lot of citizens who can't afford it, right? And so by integrating our ad network into the Wi-Fi, we're able to cut the costs, right? So we're able to monetize and bring the cost down for users.
As of today, not want to steal any key thunder, but I'm told that over 70 buses have already been equipped with the equipment. Along with over 20 taxi and livery vehicles.
To make this all happen, AdFi is partnering with BTC.
Partnering with Wi-Fi allows us to extend our reliable 4G LTE network to public transit, ensuring that both residents and visitors stay effortlessly connected.
So now it's jitneys, taxis, and liveries, but soon ADVI hopes to take the service to water taxis and tour vehicles. Will this bring more riders to jitneys? Probably not, but it's a safe bet that more riders will enjoy the ride. For the Bahamas Tonight, Access Now. I'm Corvell Pfeiffer.
You're absolutely right, Corvell. Still to come, more Red Cross volunteers needed. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight at 11. More news in just a moment.
Imagine a world where every brand knows your name and every store awaits your arrival. Elite shopping, travel where luxury is a lifestyle and every journey feels like home. Dine where every flavor is just for you, every table reserved, and every moment a taste of perfection. Make every big moment even bigger. Experience banking where wealth isn't just managed, it's maximized. Step into a world without limits. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Throughout our lifetime, we must all make decisions. No matter how we choose, the right one just needs to be made. Like having J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers as your insurance partner. We've been serving the Bahamas for over 100 years. Whether you need home, motor, marine, or commercial insurance, make the right decision. Call 397-2100 or visit jsjohnson.com.
JS Johnson Insurance, peace of mind.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Bahamas Striping Group of Companies, where safety is first.
The government assuring that no issues will derail its value-added tax relief program, which went into effect this week. The initiative slashing the rate of value-added tax on certain food items from 10% to 5%. That from Economics Affairs Minister, Senator the Honorable Michael Halkitis, who this morning addressed the matter during the weekly press briefing at the office of the Prime Minister. And Minister Halkitis insists nothing will change.
This is not a temporary fix. There's no other shoe left to drop about some other increase. This was very deliberate. We did it after 3 years because we wanted to make sure that we could withstand what was foregone. So this is permanent. And there's no shoe left to drop. There's nothing coming on the flip side as much as some commentators, not you, but some commentators might wish to convince people.
Just when the local tourism industry was off to an impressive start, exogenous risks pose serious threats. Still, as the Eleutheris business community and civic leaders heard just today, the tourism minister remains cautiously optimistic that the Bahamas will ultimately fare well. Mokesh Lapinder has that story.
Eleuthera is said to be poised for its best era ever. And Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Tourism, Investments and Aviation, the Honourable Chester Cooper's confidence is based on the island pulling in nearly 18,000 stopover visitors for the first 2 months of 2025. That's 34% more than it did during the same period last year. But though encouraging news for the thriving tourism industry, the minister acknowledges there are headwinds.
And we anticipate over the course of the next few months that there will consistently be some uncertainty in the marketplace. Yesterday and today, the world is swirling as a result of the tariff wars, which is going to result in an increase in the overall cost of living, particularly for Americans. And you would know that 80% of our tourists come from the USA. And therefore, this will have some resulting impact on our major industry. We're coming off a record 2023 year and a record 2024 year, and so far, we're beating those records in 2025. But we're bracing ourselves.
Uncertainty in key source markets by no means the only concern. Geopolitical issues continue to leave the world in a state of uncertainty, leaving travelers to either stay at home or close to it. Close to its source market, though, officials are confident that the Bahamas will continue to fare well. But there's also the issue of that dreaded updated U.S. travel advisory for the Bahamas.
Whilst the level of the advisory has not changed, there's been concerns expressed, particularly about jet ski operators in Nassau. And whilst these advisories tend to have less impact on places like Eleuthera and Exuma and the other family islands, we ought to be aware that there are many people in the world who do not understand the geography of the Bahamas, and when they hear the Bahamas, they think Nassau, and when they hear Nassau, they think that that is the entirety of the Bahamas, not being aware of our archipelago, and therefore sometimes there is that impact.
According to the minister, all in all, this reinforces the message that tourism must always be everyone's business.
Thank you, Makushla. Just like in Exuma, the Bahamas Striping Group of companies is leading a multi-million-dollar, multi-year road paving project that's expected to transform the way drivers in the Isle of Freedom traverse the streets. Altavis Munnings recently traveled to Eleuthera with company executives to get this progress report.
Road paving in the Waterford community dominated work this past Saturday in the Eleuthera Road Improvement Project managed by the Bahamas Striping Group of companies. Road upgrades are already visible in Wims's Bight, Savannah Sound, Governor's Harbour and Palmetto Point.
We are in the process of just getting the settlement roads done. Anywhere where we don't have to do water work, we're getting the paving done. So that's the reason why we are skipping certain settlements at this time.
Once in full operation, the ultimate goal is to pave the entire 163 miles of Eleuthera. And President Otario Mitchell expects his team to pave a minimum of 3 miles per week. This, he says, will help the company achieve its target of being ahead of its completion schedule.
We're about to approach the rainy season, so we currently have a 6-day work week. And most of the time we actually work 7 days out of the week once we have a clear day. So the idea is the guys buy into the vision of getting the project out on time, so they understand that it entails them to push it and get the work out. We're trying to pave as much road as possible.
And for right now, there are about 50 men working on this Eleuthera-based project, and more employees are needed.
So we intend to have one paving crew that paves almost every day. And we're going to have 2 to 3 different base work crews working in different areas. So we're definitely looking for more people to join, that's laborers as well as operators.
The Eleuthera Road Improvement Project is expected to be completed in 2028. Reporting from Rock Sound, South Eleuthera, I'm Altavis Munnings. Back to you.
Thank you for the reporting, Altavis. Volunteerism is one of the fundamental principles of the Bahamas Red Cross Society. President Edison Sumner, a volunteer himself, informing our news team that the organization has about 5,000 registered volunteers, with only half of them active. But despite this, he hopes to drive those numbers back up this year.
This place is quite a busy place. We could not thrive the way we do without our volunteer support system. We've got volunteers across the country. The largest concentration, of course, is here in New Providence. We've got volunteers in Grand Bahama, and in fact, every island where the Red Cross has representation, we've got volunteers. And our volunteers are there, not that they're called upon every single day, right? Most of our volunteers are activated in the time of need.
With April being observed as Volunteer Month, Sumner explained how you can sign up.
So you can't just walk off the street into the office and say, I'm here to volunteer. You've got to be vetted because you're dealing with people. You're dealing with vulnerable people. You want to be sure that when we see these folks that we're dealing with, that you're still able to offer service with a degree of empathy to these people. You've got to operate with a level of dignity with these folks that we're dealing with, and you've got to be confidential. Right?
The Bahamas Hotel and Tourism Association, family members of the late Willie Billiam Saunders, and University of the Bahamas representatives recently congratulated the first recipient of the William Saunders Endowment Resource Award, Danae Gibson. She's enrolled in Culinary Arts and Tourism Studies at UB's College of Tourism, Hospitality and Leisure Management. Willie Billiam Saunders started Majestic Tours almost 70 years ago. That has now evolved into a successful family business. When asked about her future plans in the hospitality industry, Ms. Gibson disclosed that she hopes to expand her culinary skills and one day own and operate her own hotel in the Bahamas. The Bahamas Agricultural and Marine Science Institute's College in North Andros recently hosted the Pajama Forum, labeled as its annual symposium on sustainable development. The forum served as a dynamic platform to explore how science and innovation can enhance everyday life and improve the overall quality of living. The event focused on key topics inspired by the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals like SDG 12. Responsible consumption and production discussions covered sustainable waste management, including the conversion of organic materials into biogas for household cooking, as well as an innovative approach to repurposing chicken manure as a supplementary feed source for farmed fish. Eugene Stewart has a look at what's coming up in sports tonight. Eugene?
Regular season highlights from the GSSA baseball and softball season coming up ahead in sports.
Bahamas Striping Group of Companies, we have been in Exuma now for the past 4 years, carrying out our paving program. A part of our company's philosophy is to do some work to international standards. So when you look at our paving division, we have a state-of-the-art lab to do all of our testing in-house, as well as a state-of-the-art asphalt plant with a trained technician carrying out the work on that site. The overarching goal of our company is to produce the work that we're doing in the entire Bahamas to international standards. We also make a difference by the training of our staff. We have a very intensive training program going on to where we are teaching young men how to learn the art of striping. Being a young man myself, I've made mistakes in the past. I was given a second chance to better my life, and it's only fitting that we pass it along. What's important for us is giving them a second chance for them to get a skill and a career that could take them further in life.
Welcome to your Thankful Thursday Sports Check, everyone. I'm Eugene Stewart. Well, the regular season for the GSSA baseball and softball seasons continuing yesterday at the Blue Hills Sporting Complex. Let's take a look at some of the highlights. With their season in full swing, softball for girls and baseball for boys is the name of the game at the Blue Hills Sporting Complex. Maintaining a steady lead 7-5, the R.M. Bailey Pacers looked at this one to be over as they faced the Stingrays of C.V. Bethel. The Stingrays quickly let the bats fly to take the lead 8-7. Continuing to break down the Pacers, the Stingrays would come out on top 10-8. Coach Chantel Roll and team captain Chardonnay Knowles on their fight from behind.
Girls kept the girls focused. We let them know we got to score runs. We got to take it slow, score runs each inning that we go. When we go out on the field, we got to get the 3 stops because of the new rules where we have you score 5 and then you exit off the field. So our advantage was that we score 5 and we stop them from scoring 5 in the inning.
We start off a little rocky, but we were able to pick it up. As a team, we as one, it was just keep motivating each other and take it from there.
On the baseball side, the Stingrays faced a similar deficit, being down 5-0 against the Pacers. C.V. Bethel would quickly rally back to tie it up against R.M. Bailey 5-5. After taking the lead, the Stingrays would close this one out 8-5. Head coach Alonzo Cunningham on yet another regular season victory.
They have that passion. When they come together, they feed off each other, and the chemistry is just there. One game at a time. I don't sleep on nobody. I'm not trying to play with my food with anyone. One game at a time for me.
In the junior girls, D.W. Davis would take down A.F. Adley 15-7, and H.O. Nash would crush S.C. McPherson 11-2. In the senior girls, Doris Johnson defeating Anatole Rogers 9-1. In the junior boys, A.F. Adley beating D.W. Davis 7-2, and H.O. Nash narrowly taking down S.C. McPherson 4-3. And just like their senior girls team, Anatole took down Doris Johnson 9-1. In track news, 2 world-class athletes preparing themselves for what's to come in the future. Our Charles Fisher tells us more in this report.
Now, with the world indoor title under her belt once again, world record holder Devon Charlton has her sights set on a much bigger prize.
Next, I'm just going to prepare for the outdoor season. We have another World Championships, World Outdoor Championships in Tokyo in September, and so that's going to be the main focus.
As for her goals for the outdoor season?
Just take it one day, one practice session at a time, and just keep working towards excellence. The race is longer, and so it's more of a strength and endurance component, and so that's going to be the focus in practice.
Now, the Bahamas is stocked with female hurdlers, and it says a lot about the future of the event as a Bahamas stronghold.
I think with them being my competitors, still being there to say, back in my day or presently this is what I'm doing, and just offering them, a little bit of advice to say, helping them get started with their own career, and then to the younger ones coming up, just that it's a beautiful event. I love the event. So anything I can do to contribute and encourage more young girls into the event, I think I'll continue to do.
As for Tim Munnings, he didn't really start competitive running till he was in his 30s. Now he is the Masters World Indoor and Outdoor Champ and record holder in the 400.
It's just hard work, dedication, consistency. You just can't get up and do it. You have to come consistently, even when you don't want to run, even when you don't want to exercise, you have to do it. Sacrifices, we always tell the children, you know, there are sacrifices that you have to experience. Can't go out to the parties, can't eat this and can't eat that. Yeah, if you want to be a champion, you have to sacrifice and put in the hard work.
And Tim is encouraging all former athletes to get involved with the Masters.
It's an interesting and exciting event to see persons, aged persons, competing and jumping hurdles and pole vaults. And you realize that if you take care of your body, you can change your health profile. You know, the oldest registered person for the competition was 104 years old. 104 years old, and he was registered for 5 events, 60 meters shot put, incredible. So yeah, you can do it, but it takes hard work, dedication. Injuries and soreness, they come with the sport, so you have to be prepared to manage those things as they come.
Yes, Bahamas with 2 world indoor champs. Like they say, 2-4-2 to the world. For ZNS Digital Sports, I'm Charles Fisher.
And that's been your Thursday Sports Check, everyone. I'm Eugene Stewart. Stay tuned, we've got weather when we return.
Hello everyone, this is Tony Williams back with a special promotion for BahamasAir.com and GoGo Florida. The $100 deposit is back, but it's only on your debit card. So whether you're renting that sedan, SUV, or spacious minivan for group or family trips, keep your cash in your pocket. Only Dollar Thrifty is making it convenient for you. Your $100 deposit held on your debit card. Available at Miami, Fort Lauderdale, Palm Beach, and Orlando. Book now and save big all summer long.
Here at Immigration Care Service, you can trust us, especially if you have experienced issues or problems with the U.S. immigration at the borders. We'll do our best to provide options and solutions to immigration roadblocks, so travelers can continue visiting the U.S. and residents can continue living their lives in the U.S. without worries. The best part? Our services are affordable and accessible. Take the mystery, confusion, and fear out of your immigration concerns. Contact Immigration Care Service today.
It's time now for a weather check with Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean. Good evening, Basil.
Good evening, Royston. Well, the Colorado State University has issued their early prediction for the 2025 hurricane season. And to give you a sort of backdrop, we usually experience about 14 named storms on the average, 7 hurricanes and 3 major hurricanes. But Colorado State this year, 2025, they're looking at an above average season with 17 named storms, 9 hurricanes, and 4 major hurricanes. But as I always tell my audience, don't worry too much about the numbers. Just be prepared for that one storm that is heading your way. Satellite pictures are showing high pressure continues to dominate our weather, so we will continue to have those brisk winds right through the weekend. So small craft, we're asking you to continue to exercise extreme caution. Temperature-wise, tonight, 76 degrees in Marsh, Abaco, Green Toll Key, and in Freeport, Grand Bahama, the Berry Island, 78. Allenstown, Bimini, 79 degrees, 78 in Harbor Island. Rock, Sandy, Lutra, Otterstown, Kid Island, reporting 77. Black Point, Exuma, 78. Also, Kemp Space, Orlando, at 78 degrees. Fresh Week in Central Orlando, 79 degrees. 77 in Georgetown, Exuma, Rum Key, and in San Salvador, Betsy Bay, McGuan, and Ackles also at 77. Ragged Island, 77 as well. Matthew Tiny, Nagua, 79, and the Turks and Caicos Islands at 76 degrees. Forecast tonight, this is how things are going to unfold for you. Partly cloudy, still breezy with a low temperature of 73 degrees. And then tomorrow we're looking at the windy condition to continue, but lots of sunshine in the forecast. Your high temperature tomorrow getting up to 84 degrees, and it's going to start off in the low 70s, but gradually climbing. We will reach that peak 84 degrees sometime around 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. And the extended weather forecast, beautiful weather right through the weekend, but the winds will be the major factor. So if you're boating, not going to be the best week for boating. So the seas are going to be somewhat on the choppy side, particularly in the central and southeastern parts of the country. But as we head into the middle of the week, Tuesday evening, front system comes into the area that will bring some clouds and showers and thunderstorms on Wednesday, and behind that we'll see a slight dip in temperatures during the nighttime as of Wednesday and Thursday of next week. Bryson.
Thank you, Basil. When I start seeing 87s, I know summer is coming. Well, that does it for the Bahamas tonight at 11. Thank you for continuing to make ZNS your first choice for news and information. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better than ZNS. Thank you for watching, and good night.
At Tonic Williams Darden Highway, I'm Tajaro Hudson. This is ZNS.